like to call the meeting to order. We'd all stand for the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hunt.
Present.
Mr. Garland.
Here.
And Mr. Minor.
Here.
Fellas, have you had an opportunity to review the minutes of May 15th, 2014?
I have, sir, and I move a motion they be approved as presented.
I'll second that fact.
They will stand approved as presented. Nice minutes, Pat.
So now we are. Yeah. Couple of things that I didn't mark on my little list here that I plan to go from, so we're trying. Do any of you remember when we started the mandatory drug testing for ODOT? Did we not join, and I didn't look this up and I should have, but did we not join in with the county and sign in with their application?
That was my understanding, and we're community actions.
Well, I got a letter from Community Health Center, and I don't understand this because we've never done this before, but she is saying, maybe she's a new person, I don't know, I didn't read that. Please find an update to your occupational medicine agreement enclosed with this letter. After review of our files, we have found that the agreement with your company needed updated. It is a requirement for our facility to have a current contract or agreement dated yearly for each client. Please make a copy for your files and mail back in the provided envelope. Well, I did not do anything about that because I felt sure we were included with the counties.
That's what I always understood. We were in a pool.
A pool, yeah.
With the county, and I think maybe even some other townships.
And since I've been on the board, we've never renewed anything.
No,
Yeah.
no, because
Right.
no. I'm thinking this young lady must be maybe new at her job.
Well, maybe.
What do you think? What's my best bet to contact the county? Where it would be Bert's office?
Well, you're the representative, right?
Yes.
I would either have Barry or Mel make the call.
Who's that from, Pat?
It is from Lauren, L-A-U-R-E-N, England. She's an occupational medicine clerk.
I can call her, Pat.
There's a number here if you want it.
Yep.
424-5686, or a fax at 424-4012. 7880 Lynn Cole Place. And it's called Lisbon Community Health Center on the letterhead.
Yeah, that's where, because we
Yeah.
just had
Okay.
one, less than
So I
3 months ago.
something like that.
I didn't address it because I felt sure that we were with
Yeah, if you just,
the group.
I'll get a copy of that, and then I'll call her tomorrow and just see if we have to.
Okay.
Maybe maybe they separated us out with
Well,
town.
I think what happened, I sent a letter down to add, remove somebody and add somebody, and apparently maybe she's new in the meantime. Well, this didn't take too long later to follow. So I'm thinking that she's somebody new, but I don't know.
Maybe they're just updating that.
Yeah, could be. And in fact, there's not even a date on this.
Because there's been a lot of changes down there.
Oh, really? Okay. It was dated on this one at 5/16. But anyhow, okay. We need tonight to address the renewal of the, oh no, not the rates and levies. We want to renew the, I told you I wasn't very organized, and I hate that. Okay. It is the local government funds anyhow, is what it's revolving. There it is. Resolution, would be resolution number 2014-57. And what it is, a resolution to exclude the approval of the City of Salem, which approval would otherwise be required for an alternative method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2015. It's routine that we do that, and then we pass this resolution, then there's another one that has to be done at a different meeting before we submit it to the county. So this is a resolution for that.
Also move.
Second, Pat.
Mr. Hung?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
6/5/14. Number 2014-57. Okay, thank you for that. This is going to be done next meeting. Just a little update on, and Mel will talk more about this in a little bit, but tonight we have two bills that should have been paid for our phone lines. But they overlapped with what the new billing came in, and we don't understand it totally, and they added, there's a few things to mix up. I've chosen not to pay these two. I'd rather they have to, I don't want them to have to send me money. I'd rather have to pay them. It'd be terrible to get it back if we didn't. But these two bills that we received came to, let's see, one's $48.65 and one's $96.27. That's what we did not pay. That's for two existing phones. This overlapped, we got a UVerse statement that we owe $110.82, and we still haven't figured out for sure what this is totally for, whether it was for setting up the UVerse.
Right, I faxed all this information to the guy who set this up right from the word go.
Right.
And he's researching all of it and supposed to get back to us.
Okay, well, I just want you to know that I did not pay those two bills, so. The taxes, did you address that with him?
Yes.
Okay.
I brought that to his attention and
Okay.
then sent him a new,
I will send it when we get it.
I already sent it
Okay, thank you.
for the tax exemption.
Okay, tax exempt was sent.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion to?
No, I don't think, I mean, even if they charge us a late fee, I think we can handle that with them. Rich, you want to see it?
I think the problem is they didn't end the old accounts. They continued to run instead of everything being switched over to the new account. So he's supposed to be taking care of it. And I emailed him yesterday, find out why that hadn't happened.
This note that you received said we will combine both lines into one convenient
Right.
bill. Well, we have three bills, three
No,
lines.
it should just be that new UVerse should be our bill.
Our bill, okay.
Those other two accounts should be dissolved.
But we have Wi-Fi now here.
I'm thinking, if I remember.
Everything works. It's just a matter of getting the bill.
Yeah, okay.
I'm thinking it would cost $100 to set up UVerse, but I might be wrong about that.
Well, no, because mine was less than half of it. But I chose not.
I meant the Fido set it up.
I chose not to do the Wi-Fi. Because it wasn't a need for it.
That's also, that UVerse, I don't know how yours is set up on, but that's also voice over
Right.
data. So like, you're still able to use it as a voice,
Right.
not just strictly data.
Yeah, well, I got it set up for voice, fax, and
Which is how this is.
Enlighten me, how does the voice work? What is
you
it?
just talk.
Yeah,
Regular phone.
Phone line,
Yeah.
got it.
because there is ways you can have it.
Right.
Cheaper if it was just strictly data.
Right, but
Right.
this, you can use it old-fashioned, new-fashioned, or
Right.
whatever, okay. Okay. David Grasser's clippings and a couple of information from fire departments that you wanted, which we already addressed before, but you didn't have copies. I gave you that. And I gave you the Conservation Chronicle as well as the OTARMA update. And going to submit, hopefully, to get the money back off the grants.
Right.
We got the billing from, which, you know what, we need a resolution to approve that tonight. Let me find it here, I have it right in my hand. We need a resolution, 2014-58, authorizing payment to Central Allied for $67,612.20, which is the remainder, of what we owe Allied.
How much is that, Pat?
$67,612. We previously Barry, did I give you guys a copy of this?
Yes, you did.
Is that 290-852-06 is corrected, right?
Yeah. Mel and I actually went over all of that yesterday morning.
Okay.
You know, Mel has done an excellent job in keeping those records from the start of that project. The invoicing and his daily records of inspection out through
All
there,
checked out.
all matched up to what they had. You know, we thought that there was some tack coat that was left that wasn't performed, but that was actually used to stabilize the berms out through there with the aggregate. So
Washed.
it basically washed, but, you know, Mel actually matched up all the time yesterday, and I come out and looked at some of the reimbursement process. So yes. You want to add anything, Mel?
No, I don't.
You need a motion to pay that, Pat?
I would prefer that, yes. This will clear up the project as far as we've gone. Okay?
Yeah. I'll also move a motion.
Okay.
we
And this
take that.
is for authorization to pay Allied Enterprises $67,612.20, the remaining balance that is left on that contract for Esterly Drive 1705. And okay, so Garwood made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
I may interject something a little bit later, but I don't think I have anything else. Let me scan this real quick. Just that you needed to sign all those in that blue book, and that's all done, right?
Almost.
Okay. Renew AT&T, Cumberland County Health. I think I'm good.
Now,
Okay. We finished up running the rotary ditcher for this season, and took the ditcher head off and put the mower head deck on, and started mowing the roadsides as the grass took off, once we finally got some heat. We're continuing to burn the roads that we're prepping for chip and seal, as well as started some hot mix patching on these roads as well.
It's a hot patch, right? Is that what you're doing?
Hot mixing and
Yeah.
patching. And we've been receiving our stone, our 6M for our chip seal program also. We have about 700 tons on site so far, so it's coming in, no problems.
I think all we paid tonight is not quite 500 tons, so there must be
There's been some
several.
more come in, yeah. We helped the city with their annual blacktopping for 3 days since last meeting. And
You look mighty fine in there by the park, too. I'll have you guys know when I went past.
had our safety green on. Huh? I had a
I
call.
thought I was lost for a minute. I see the guys in the town working.
Had a call from Alan Shook from GAI Consultants. They're going to have to go back in and revisit the pipelines for some, he called it environmental repairs. I would assume that's sinking and erosion and things like that. He said the rooms for the roads are still open, so as far as moving equipment, if something would happen, they would still be covered under the existing room we already have with them.
His last name, please.
S-C-H-U-C-K.
Okay.
Now, they had removed most of those culvert pipes. He said they may have to put some of them back to access temporarily. I told him that the culvert permits they already filed for were fine as long as they abided by the sizing again that was on the permits. So. And I spoke with Bob Durbin. He called me and gave me the prices for paving Crestview Road. He gave me several options the way we could do it, because once again I talked to him some more about we're not due for that multi-highway program paving local share again until 2019. So we're 5 years away from getting that money, as we've discussed. The three options would be an 1.5 inch leveling course with an 1.25 inch surface would be $300,039. 1.5 inch leveling course with an inch surface would be $316. And then he said to do it, we could do a single course 2-inch surface, and that would be $261. And then I spoke to him some more today, and he said that the way they're going to do theirs, they're doing 7 miles. They're going to do, it would all be surface, no intermediate material, but they're going to go 3/4 leveling course, and then come back over top of that with an 1.25 inch. So it's done in 2 passes, with a total of 2 inches. Just to use that first 3/4 as to kind of square the edges, fill in some leveling. Said you're going to end up maybe a little thinner in the center, but out in the wheel track areas. He said that's what they've been doing on their roads the last couple of years, and he said they've had good success with it. And that's how they're doing their 7 miles that they're going to do this year. They're going to do that way. The price on that would be $270.
That's for all of Crestview Road from Fairfield to Seventh.
Correct. And milling out in front of the school and hauling those millings throughout Seventh.
Is there any reason not to do it like the county's doing it, a 3/4 or 1.5 inches? Or 1.25 inches?
I'm satisfied with what the county is going to do. I mean, their ADT is going to be much higher on their sections of highways. They're only going 7 miles.
That's what he said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite costly, as you can see by these estimates, where this asphalt's gone.
Yep.
And you say it's 5 years before we go back?
Yeah, we're in the, that 10-year cycle that it's now in, we're in the 3rd year of it. So he said that would put us at 2019. So we're 5 years out.
And Lower Oak, to refresh my mind, is an 08 or an 09?
09. That's why it
So
was,
it's 5 and 5 more years would make that 10 years old.
yes.
So you need a motion?
At that point,
Not yet, Carl.
at that point in time, that's going to need a decision made,
Right?
because that'll be at the end of its life cycle. So at least,
We could still use the money then.
still use the money there in the time frame needed.
We are still here.
It's quite costly to maintain asphalt.
I agree. Yeah, hot mix is a lot more, I mean, might get longer time, but as far as not having to do anything with it, but then when you do have to do something, it's a lot more costly than a chip seal road, for sure. And even at this stage, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, Barry, Lower Elton's even in need of crack seal. So, I mean, it's not like it's maintenance free.
Right. I forget what was it, 5,000, 6,000 bucks or something Terry estimated for crack sealing?
15,000.
15.
Yeah. I'm actually going to meet with Jesse Wilson tomorrow morning. Guy's bringing a crack sealer into town. I'm going to go in, he's going to give us a demonstration, actually out there at the end of Old 14, and get some pricing off of him for us to do it with their machine. I think I'm sure we can save money. So I'll meet with him tomorrow morning on that.
Because we just have labor material.
Right.
Just asking Jesse Wilson.
When were they going to put those out to bid, Mel? Any idea?
He said he was preparing it, so I think they're putting the final number, all this together, and looking to move forward with submitting it. He didn't give me an exact date as far as, I told him we had a meeting tonight, we'd discuss it. And I was about to get back to him and let him know.
I think we need to make a decision tonight, because,
Don't want to miss it.
well, we'll have a meeting for another 2 weeks. I mean, do you want to do 3/4, an inch and a quarter, the same as the
I think
county?
we follow suit with the county.
Let's just do what the county's doing, and they said they'd put all this out for bid and that, so.
Because they're going the other side of Crestview too, so it'll
Correct.
tie in all of it.
So
So
let's just piggyback on.
What kind of a time frame till they're going to do that, you know?
I mean, it hasn't been even out to bid yet, so I think
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like it'd be in 3 weeks even, it's going to be a little bit down, it's going to be a while. I don't know, when they did Fairfield School the last time, I want to say it was towards fall. I want to say
That would be
September.
better if we did do that. It would be on our second collection.
Yeah, the school starts.
yeah, 'cause
Oh,
we're at June 5th now.
right?
Yeah.
By the time he puts the bid, contractors already have work right now.
Right.
So, Pat, you're probably right, it would be August, September, October, is when that would be done. And
The
price-
school's already hanging in there, huh?
It is what it is.
Right.
And we want to coordinate with the county because everything's there.
Yeah, that's the nice thing, they're doing the other side.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Waterford, and it's all done.
And he's going to take care of all that advertising and all that good stuff
He's just going to include it
in their
in
bid.
that right. Just like it was in that program, but it's
Mhm.
actually not.
Okay.
So then, are we going to pay the county, or are we going to?
I would have to discuss that.
Yeah.
I get that
I don't
started,
need that.
yeah. He's right next door, to me, to be honest with you.
You-
I just wanted to bring the numbers so we had them.
So why don't we have Mel talk with the county, tell them, we'll do a 3/4 and 1/4, and have them tell us what they need us to do. And at the next meeting, we can vote on whatever needs to be voted on.
Okay.
Because
Go backwards if we had to. We could.
well, we're still checking into stuff. I just hate to miss the opportunity since they're right there and all the equipment's there.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get a much better price than
Oh,
if we
yeah.
would just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And that amount was
It's not going to make five.
270.
Yeah.
On the estimate.
Estimate.
That's the estimate.
Right.
270?
Yes, $1,000. From Fairfield School to State Route 7. Because then, once it's down, then we got to coordinate the painting. Line
That's
strip.
included.
That's included, even the railroad stuff? Railroad crossing?
I gave all that information to Bob. My understanding was that all railroad crossing, school symbols, everything.
That's
Oh,
good.
well, good.
I'm sure
Good.
they probably would plan that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because I gave him the full detail of all that, all the intersections, railroad crossings.
Well, it should be fun for a couple football games.
So I'll talk to Bob some more about that, and then have all the information as far as what more we need to do to move forward with
Yeah.
that. Okay. And last two things I have are, we received the salt price for the summertime fill contract. It came in at $54.95 a ton. And I estimated to 180 ton to refill our bin, which we always start the winter with a full bin. So we're required to take 100% of that 180 ton. So if you do the math, that's $9,891
Just
to be the
Go-
exact amount.
go to 10.
So we get a PO for 10.
Mhm.
And in that email, they kind of encouraged municipalities to get it coming, because they were going to wait till about July to start. And then once they say they're ready, then they figure all the salt will start heading to the state, so.
Get it?
And it goes to Morton Salt? This PO is to
Yes.
Morton Salt?
Yes.
And this would be number 59, I believe. 59. That's a resolution. Hang on a minute. Should be number 21, I believe.
21?
I believe it is. If someone wants to make that motion, what we're doing is making a purchase order to Morton Salt for $10,000 to purchase the salt through the summer contract. And it is $54.95 a ton. We're going to make the PO for $10,000. If someone will make that a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And last thing, need a PO for Quaker City Septic for catch basins for some pipe work need to do for $2,000.
Resolution number 2014-60, PO number 2014-21, and that is for $2,000 to Quaker City Septic to purchase
So moved.
catch basins. Okay, thank you.
Second.
Bob,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
and Barry.
Yes.
The last thing I have is just, Barry, I thought they did an excellent job out there with Esterly Drive all the time, and that's what you put in all that out there.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Kim?
Hi. I'm just back from the zoning commission. They had their regular required quarterly meeting. Nothing important to discuss other than we're really glad they came out, gave us their time, and they have scheduled their next meeting for September 11th, 2014 at 7 p.m. I'll let you know about that when it gets closer. You have my written report. The most important thing is that you had asked me to go out and take a look at the Zarnowski property. I did that this morning. I'm not a building inspector, but I believe I was to look and see if it looked visually clean from the fire, and I would say yes. I'm sorry about the quality of the pictures. I don't know why they didn't print nicer. They look good in person, but it's cleaned up. There is no fire debris that I could see. There's 2 dumpsters on the site. They're full. They're clearly labeled as belonging to companies that I have faith are going to take the dumpsters away. And it's my opinion that the property has been cleaned up from the fire.
And they applied for a permit?
They have, yes.
rebuild?
Yeah, they have. We don't charge them for that
Right.
because they've done everything that way. And I apologize, there's a misprint on my report. I said, please note that any funds held and released be made payable to the Zarnowskis. I meant to say that Ruth Zarnowski has requested that. When she spoke to me on the phone, she said, can you make sure that they make it payable to us? I said, I cannot promise you anything, but I will pass it along. So it has.
That's another issue.
Pass it along. Well, I certainly don't want it to be said, I don't make legal promises to anyone. When you're dealing with insurance
That's
companies.
another matter.
Yeah, that's another matter, but I have physically visited, I walked all the way around, like I said, I don't see any, it's cleaned up, you know.
Because she called my office, and I spoke with her on the phone, and there's a little bit of a family affair here.
I stay out of that. I was just there to make
So
sure
are we.
there was no burnt timber or broken glass on the ground, and there was not.
We're not going to pay twice.
No. So, and I don't know if it's germane to you, but I always attach the property card for that property so that you have it. That was printed tonight, so that's that's who the auditor believes owns this property as of today.
Okay.
So is there anything else you need from me
No.
out there?
No.
Okay, good. Then that's all I have.
Okay. Carl?
All I have to say is, Melvin, your guys are doing a great job, like mowing and ditching and so on. That's just really,
Thank you, Earl.
and I give you credit for that, son.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Barry?
We received that last invoice, got a reimbursement process for Jobs Ohio. I'll make another copy, but I just want to kind of walk down through that now. I'll make you another copy. So I thought I made one, but I misplaced it. Basically, since it's done, we'll send those two invoices, just the same packet that we sent before, and then with the new invoice. And at Central Audit, I did see they sent in the prevailing wage rates also.
Okay.
We have to make sure, because we got them from the last time, we have to make sure we keep those in our packet that we put together at the end.
I believe they're attached.
Yes,
aren't
they are attached to that packet, because the last time we had to request those. But this is pretty simple. If you look at it, you just have to do a cover letter, Pat. The amount requested will be $125,000. The grant control number is that SBIG 201-40244. That's the grant number itself, so we'll reference that in the reimbursement letter. Current balance will be $125,000. The new grant balance after the request will be $0. The project completion date located on the second page. The project completion date is 12/31/15. That's when this all had to be done by.
Not 14, but 15.
Correct. It was on that grant. You have copies of all that stuff
sure,
too, Pat.
yeah.
I just want to kind of simplify, because really they just need a cover letter with our letterhead. Refer to these and just say, and mail it down to Ohio Development Services Agency. Like I said, I sent him an email last night, so he's expecting it to be coming, and he reaffirmed the grant number.
So where you're getting the 0 from, Barry, is because that is all that was clearing out this up.
Exactly.
It doesn't have anything to do with the 39.
Correct.
Okay.
This is just for Jobs Ohio itself at the 125.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy, actually, just a matter of letterhead and be picking these 4 bullet points. And, we can get that moving. And it says, please allow 30 days for payment to be processed. And that'll be electronically sent back to the township like they did the last one, Pat.
30 days to process.
Yep.
And then they'll automatically deposit it.
Yep. And that David McCorkle, who I've been dealing with, his number's there. So if you do have run into any issues or anything, but it's pretty seldom.
It went okay the last time.
Yep. So this is actually pretty easy. The $39,000, Pat, I called Omega today, and they haven't got back to me. So once I get that information, I imagine they didn't really. I read the grant, and it just didn't really define. I'm sure it's just a matter of sending them our documentation, just like we have. So. And I've got also, Pat, just because the project was a lot of documentation, a lot of time involved, that it's kind of just a chronological event of where we started and when we awarded it on 10/9, just so we can put it with that packet, because we have to, for 5 years, we have to keep this stuff on file. In 3 years, I'm not going to remember what all transpired. And all this stuff, Pat, you already have. I'm going to put all this in a chronological order and make one packet.
The grants are mixed up in there as far as process goes.
Yep, the grants, the applications that we filled out, or
As we
I
did
filled
it.
out originally, and as we did it chronologically all the way through, we'll have one packet.
Okay.
And if I get time, I'm going to do that tomorrow, if I can get my computer to print at this printer.
He looks at me like, No, see, we have a Miller that's really good at that.
So,
I'm thinking of your brother.
I'm pretty sure we have all the documentation. We have the prevailing wage is most critical, which centralizing prevailing wage payers, so it didn't really come into play. So, other than that, Bob, that's all I have.
Every year we have a tire roundup collection. What's it take to have like a computer machine type collection?
They said in that letter that they weren't offering that this year.
Well, why can't we?
Why can't we?
Yeah, well, there's one in Mahoney County going on right now.
I don't know what it would take.
So there has to be someone else that we can deal with. Because you gotta show your driver's license when you take your equipment up there.
I've seen a couple different townships, and even the Green Team has done it.
Yeah.
I think I've even seen it, maybe a Green Township.
Green Township does a lot of
Right.
different things. I don't know, I was asked about it at the post office, and I just thought maybe it's something we ought to look into. Because it can't be that complicated, and if we only do it once a year. But I didn't know if your brother was aware of anything like that or not, since,
He did talk about, let me ask him. about
because he's
that.
into that stuff. I mean,
Yeah, he
I mean,
said,
what's the school do with all their junk?
there's a guy that they use to get rid of all that. That, wipes the drives clean so that no one's on them when they dispose of them. I'll ask him about that.
Okay. Do you have anything else, Pat?
I do not.
We have one visitor and 2 press members. One press member was playing hooky at the last meeting. Any comments?
No comments.
Okay. You must really have a boring life to come here.
Hey. We get one person into township business, no one told her.
You don't know the half of it. Last week I came.
Oh, you did?
I almost came too, Mary. I was sitting at home thinking, is it tonight, or am I
Yeah.
just...
You start feeling like you're missing something.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks since I was at the prior meeting.
Right.
I'm going to die by our calendar, and I'm thinking, I have to go to a meeting tonight. It's 2 weeks. I came out here, there was nobody here.
It was a short one.
Yeah, it was a short meeting.
All right, anything else from anyone? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.